Alright, in this episode of third person series, I'm going to show you how to set up weapon class for this project. Okay, first I'm going to create a new folder and I name it weapon. And I also set a color for this folder to keep everything organized. Here I choose a blue color and click OK. Alright, first I'm going to create a new enumeration. I right click in content browser and here from blueprint section I select enumeration and I name it weapon underscore nm. Alright, now I open my enumeration and add an enumerator. For the first one, I name it, for example, pistol. In this enumeration, I'm going to add name of my weapons. For now, I just add 3 enumerators, one for pistol, one for AK-47, and another one for shotgun. Alright, I think that's enough for now, but later in next episodes I may add more and more weapons in this enumeration. Okay, now I hit save and exit. Now I right click and from blueprint classes, this section, I create a new actor class and I name it master weapon. Alright, this class is going to be the master class of all of the other weapon classes, and all of the other weapon classes are going to be derived from this class. And now I'm going to create a structure for my weapon class. I right click here and from blueprint section I create a new structure and I name it weapon underscore struct. Alright, now I open my structure and here by default I have a variable. I change the name to, for example, weapon name, and for weapon name I change variable type to text. Okay, now I add some more variables, and for second one I name it weapon nm, and for type I select my weapon enumeration. Okay, and for this one I set the name to weapon class, and for variable type I search for my weapon master class, master weapon. Master weapon and I select class reference. Okay, and for this variable I name it mag size, which is going to be the maximum size of the magazine of the weapon, and I set variable type to integer. And for the next one I name it current ammo, and I also set it to integer. And I also add a new variable and I name it damage. For this one I set float, and another one I name it weapon image, and I set variable type to texture 2D. Okay, this is going to be used for example, displaying the weapon in user interface. And for the last one, I create another variable in type of boolean, and I name it is melee. That checks the weapon is a melee weapon or not. Alright, now I save, and before I exit, I think this is enough for now, but later we can add more variables to this structure. Okay, now I open my master weapon class, and here I need a static mesh. For now I add a static mesh here, but in next episode I may change this to a skeletal mesh, because I may use weapon models that have animation for shooting, or for example a sliding animation for shooting, that I may change this static mesh to a skeletal mesh in next episodes. And I also add a sphere collision, and this sphere collision is going to be used for interaction area of my weapon. I think that's enough for now, but I think it's better to add my structure here. I create a new variable and I name it weapon struct, and for variable type I search for my weapon struct, this one. Okay, now I compile and close this one. In this tutorial I'm going to create weapons in different types, for example assault rifles or pistols or shotguns or maybe sniper rifles, and I'm going to create master classes for every type of weapon. So for first one I create a new folder and I name it pistol. Now I right click on my master class and create a child blueprint class, and I name it master pistol. As you know, this master pistol class is derived from this master weapon class, and I move it to pistol folder. Okay, now I create another folder and I name it assault rifle, and same as previous one I create a new child blueprint class and I name it master assault rifle. And I move it to this folder, and also I create another new folder and I name it shotgun. Okay, and new child blueprint class called master shotgun. Okay, and I move this to this folder, and I also create another folder and I name it melee, and new child blueprint class and master, I name it master melee. Okay, and I move it to this one. Okay, now classes that I created from this master weapon class, every single of them are going to be used as master class of every single weapon type. For example, all of pistol weapons that I make want to create for this project or this tutorial are going to be derived from this master pistol. For example, I create a new child blueprint class, this one, and for example I name it 9mm pistol, for example this one, and another one maybe for my Desert Eagle weapon, but now I delete them. And for example for assault rifle I can create as many as child blueprint classes, and for example use them for, I don't know, AK-47, for example M4 weapon, and other assault rifles. Okay, I think that is enough for this episode, and in next episodes I'm going to show you how to create more functionalities, for example equipping and unequipping weapon, or shooting and aiming for your character. See you in the next episode.